Shawn Michaels and Hunter.
Trips.
So kudos to Hunter. He seems to always come up with these stables. So
they've had opportunity to put the club together, and they did not do anything with it. I mean, if there's any group that I want to see come together, it would be the club.
Agreed.
That's it.
But quickly, I just want to ask you one more question, and then we'll wrap this segment up.
No more questions.
But
okay, one more.
For the club, would you prefer them to be face, or would you prefer them to be heel? See, personally, I would prefer them to be heel.
Stables are never faces, ever.
Well, DX was face.
They had to earn that. They weren't from the start.
Well,
Shawn Michaels and Triple H were a heel faction, and they were a heel faction when Six Pack came back or X-Pac came back and the Road Dogg, and they had to earn that right to be faces, just like the Horsemen did.
That's true, because I remember the whole dumpster match with the Road Dogg and Mr. Ass throwing Chainsaw Charlie and
yeah. So yeah, I would like to see them heel. I think Finn Balor would benefit from a kind of change of pace because it feels like he's just kind of lingering right now.
I wouldn't mind seeing him with Anderson and Gallows.
Yep.
Have them but they're both now. They're on
what do you
opposite.
know? Maybe AJ Styles can join the fray.
He doesn't need it right now, though. I mean, he has so much momentum.
Did Ric Flair need the Horseman?
No, the Horseman needed Flair.
Oh, I don't know if they needed Flair, but
everybody needs Flair.
Everyone needs to style and profile sometime.
Quickly, you had a few.
Yeah, a
notes
couple
and tidbits to talk about.
Tidbits to touch on before we get off the air, and that is the WWE is announced. Vince McMahon and Triple H announced that they are doing kind of like the Greatest Royal Rumble. They're doing a huge show down in Australia called say this without tongue twisting yourself. The Super Showdown. It's going to be in Australia at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Seats over 100,000 in that stadium. And they are going to do a huge show. I think it's going to be on the network. And tickets go on sale June 28th if you want to take a trip out there to Australia. I don't know. Some people like to go out there. And one of the matches that they have already announced, The Undertaker and Triple H. One last time. They're labeling it the Final Showdown.
Are you sure it's going to be
the final showdown between The Undertaker and Triple H? John Cena will partake. Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey. Someone who is not that I'm looking on the ProWrestlingSheet.com. Someone not announced is Brock Lesnar, so that's interesting.
Now, will Billy Kay and Peyton Royce be there? I mean, it is their...
they have to be.
It's their hometown,
yeah,
their home country.
Of course, they would have to be there.
Do they bring back Emma? Nah, I don't think
You never
so.
know. You never know. This event will take place October 6th.
Oh, so we have time.
We have time, my friend.
And this is going to be on the network, you said?
On the network. I will be watching.
Is it going to be one of those early morning,
Probably.
early afternoon shows on like a Tuesday or a Friday afternoon?
Probably.
All right. So you're going to have to take off work that day, as am I?
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe I'll just watch it on demand, man.
It's true. What else you got? I know you have one other...
I think this is even bigger news than the Super Showdown, and that is WWE is launching NXT UK.
So we're getting another NXT on the network, is what
we
you're saying.
are. You cannot get enough NXT. First off, it's only an hour.
Which is good.
So if you're not watching NXT, you should be. Mm-hmm. Especially after what we saw on Saturday at TakeOver Chicago. So you definitely need to be watching that. But now you get to see this kind of style of wrestling from the United Kingdom. And those guys are like strong style. Mm-hmm. You know, if you've seen some of these guys wrestle before, you know that you're going to get some good wrestling. I'm interested, and I can't wait. They have the UK Championship already, and they're making a Women's Championship and a Tag Team Championship.
Even better. Now,
it's the global expansion by the WWE.
Will it be on right after NXT American version?
I would like to think not. I would like it not to be. I would like them to spread it out. Maybe a Thursday or Friday night.
Yeah. I mean, they're saying if SmackDown goes to Thursdays after they go move to Fox, there's
I thought SmackDown was moving to Fridays on Fox.
It was Friday?
I thought so.
It could be. I mean, it was either Thursday or Friday. And remember, they were thinking about going back one of the old time slots.
Check that.
But if that's the case, then you have Tuesday that's available.
You're right, Tuesdays.
Tuesdays?
No, it would be like if the SmackDown moves, Tuesdays would be available. You're right.
And then or Friday. I don't think weekend would be good, like Saturday, because that would conflict with NXT Takeover or any of the other specials. But that should be really interesting. Do you know when it's starting?
Well, I see tickets available Friday, June 29th, and they're going to do 8 live events that will be taped for the NXT UK, Saturday, July 28th, and Sunday, July 29th at the Corn Exchange in Cambridge. You got Saturday, August 25th, Sunday, August 26th. As part of Insomnia, I don't know what that, the UK's biggest gaming festival at NEC in Birmingham, Saturday, October 13th, and Sunday, October 14th, Plymouth Pavilions, and Saturday, November 24th, Sunday, November 25th at Liverpool Olympia.
I'm hooked. I mean,
gotta love our NXT.
More wrestling, better. I mean, high-quality wrestling is usually NXT, so I'm looking forward to it. I will definitely be indulging in NXT UK. One last thing, and then let's call it a day. Speaking of UK, Paige. You know Paige very well. Well, not very well, but you know who she is.
I do.
Apparently, last night, after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, she was attacked by a fan. She had her car window all the way down, and the fan basically yelled at her and told her to lose some weight. When is it too far? Like, come on.
I'm not going to get too into this. All I can say is people need to get lives. Stuff like that is ridiculous. It should not be tolerated at all. I don't know if they caught the person who did it, but they should definitely not allow that person back into any event ever.
Agreed.
I mean, Chicago, New York are the most passionate wrestling fans. Philadelphia.
Even Jersey.
Don't take it to a level where now the respect is gone.
Unfortunately, it happens, though. I mean, you and I have seen it firsthand. We've gone to events where fans have been just out of control. I mean, first thing that pops in my head was Ring of Honor. I don't know if you remember when we were there, but I'll paint a picture quickly for the fans and we'll leave. We were at Ring of Honor tapings, and during the event, they were going to commercial break and changing the sets, and there was one fan that kept antagonizing Kevin Kelly during the break, flipping him off, telling him to go F himself, just calling his name left and right. And it's like, come on, man. They're trying to do their job. They're trying to put on a show for you, and you're standing there just causing ruckus for no reason whatsoever.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not a huge fan of Michael Cole in his commentary, but I would never heckle the guy while he's doing his job.
Never.
I wouldn't heckle any of those guys doing stuff to entertain the masses, entertain us all.
And you're paying for a ticket, and this is what you choose to do. So we'll leave it at that.
Well, that wraps it up here for Ringside Rumble Radio. We'll be back next week. Like I said before, we're going to get more in-depth into the Gargano-Ciampa feud, and we're going to get into some of our favorite feuds in wrestling history. I know there's a whole bunch, and there's one that I can compare to the Ciampa-Gargano feud.
I can't wait to hear this.
We'll get into that next week. So for Anthony the Ant-Man and Keith Logan, the Loganator, you've been listening to Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com, iTunes, and iHeartRadio.